Welcome to episode 4 of CawTalk. And my guest today is another Partner League member from Prime Wrestling, linked to their socials in the description below. Ladies and gentlemen, Dante, McGregor. First of all, welcome to the show. It's an honour to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. No problem.
Now, I'm unsure how many people know this, but you're a second generation wrestler. Do you ever feel like you're in the shadows of your father?
That's what I started thinking whenever I first started in wrestling. But as I got more experience and stuff, I soon realized that I'm not in the shadow of my father. I'm my own person. So in a way, I feel like I've surpassed my father.
So, you moved to the United States at a very young age, from Ireland. Can you remember what it was like adjusting to this?
I can barely remember a few things because I was at such a young age. I think I was like 5 or 6 whenever I moved. But I remember going on the plane and coming over to California, where my parents live and where I live for most of my life practically now. But I don't remember a lot, but I do remember just the plane ride and just seeing the California sand and everything else. It was all new to me.
So, in high school, you was quite the athlete, playing basketball, football, and soccer. How did you balance all of this while still trying to be a quote-unquote normal kid?
Oh, that's the thing. I wasn't a number kid. I didn't try to be a number kid. I just wanted to be an athlete because I love just athletic competition. I'm a competitive type of guy. So whenever it comes to sports, that's just like second nature to me.
So, star athlete, you debuted in professional wrestling at the age of just 17. So, I'm not sure too much about how high school works in America, but doesn't that mean you hadn't even graduated yet?
Yeah, I didn't graduate until I was 18. So yeah,
So, what was that like being so young in a locker room full of veterans, and it must have been difficult at least.
yeah, believe me, the guys pegged me for days whenever I first joined. But luckily, my dad was still wrestling. My dad and I wrestled together actually. We actually won a tag team championship in the Northwest wrestling little juncture that we had.
That must have been amazing, like the feeling to win a title not only with a family member but with your own father.
Yeah, it was a truly unbelievable experience, and I'm blessed every day that I could actually have the opportunity to wrestle with my dad.
So would you say it's your father that made you want to be a professional wrestler?
Oh, easily. He's my idol. I've always looked up to him ever since I was a little lad. I've always wanted to be a wrestler just because of him, because he made it to where it was just I don't know. It was just so cool to see that my dad was a professional wrestler, and you see everything on TV and like how the superstars and stuff. But it was just so cool that my dad actually had a foot in the business. So yeah, I definitely he influenced me to be a wrestler.
Now, he may have influenced you, but did you not feel pressured at all with him being not? I wouldn't say he was the most memorable, but he was definitely successful.
McGregors don't have pressure.
So tell me about your journey into the business. I'm assuming your father had a lot of input in this, like helping you get booked and stuff like that.
No, my dad actually didn't have anything in part of me getting booked, but I can tell you this, that I work my arse off every single day. Ever since from 17 years old to now, I've just been working, working, working. That's all I've been wanting to do, and that's all I've done. So everything that I've gotten, I've earned. I didn't have a push because of a family member. I worked for it.
Yeah. Well, that's all it is really. It's just hard work and determination, and you can make it anywhere.
I
So
agree with that.
we've talked about your father quite a little bit, but he had to retire due to injury early. Does this scare you at all? Just knowing how easy it is for everything to just slip away so quickly, just because for me that would petrify me.
Yeah, I can understand, but with me, I don't like to think about it. It's a negative thought in my mind. But yeah, whenever my dad did get injured, it was his left shoulder that got injured. It was it was very complicated. he landed wrong on like a scoop slam,
Mm.
and just his shoulder, just all the muscles and ligaments in it just boom, just popped out.
So even so, scoops. I mean, it's a pretty basic move to take as well. Like that must like, every time you take a move or a similar move, it must scare you a little bit.
Oh, believe me, it definitely scares me whenever I think about it, but I don't like to think about it at all because whenever I'm in that ring, I just go with the flow. I'm focused on wrestling and I'm focused on beating out of the guy in the ring.
So you wrestle a lot in America, but what countries would you really like to have a good stint in? Like a good run in what country?
I've always wanted to go back to Ireland,
Mm.
definitely, and wrestle over there because that's my homeland. I also would like to wrestle maybe in Japan because there's a lot of talent over in Japan
Oh,
that are
definitely.
like they're killer over there. You think America is extreme in their stipulations of like extreme rules matches and stuff? Japanese, they're just crazy. I've always wanted to go over in Japan, but if I had to choose, it would definitely be Ireland first, and then Japan second.
What about England?
England, I could see England definitely.
There's some pretty big leagues coming up from England right now. A lot of prominence there.
Yeah, well, if they call, hey, who knows? I might go over to England and fight.
So we've talked about Japan. We've talked about America. What's your long term goal? Like, if you could have achieved anything by the time you retire, what would it be?
I just want to be known as the greatest of all time. Simple. I want to make money, and I want to make gold. Well, not make gold. Sorry. I want to wear gold while I'm making money. That's the dream.
So, what do you think you have to do to achieve this?
That's very simple. I just gotta win. I gotta be known as a great champion. I gotta put on great matches. I gotta put on great promos. I got to do everything. A lot of stuff that I gotta do, honestly. Like, it's. What do you think I gotta do to be the greatest of all time, personally?
Personally, to be considered the greatest of all time, I think you need to be the total package. Like, I've seen so many wrestlers pass by that are good in the ring, but then on the microphone, it's a stutter here, it's a stutter there. And for some reason, I feel like a lot of people find it necessary to swear a lot during the promos. I don't think that's needed. Like, if you're on a show that isn't catered to an over 18 audience, then I don't think you need to be saying fuck constantly. If anything, it kind of belittles the promo itself. But at the same time, I've seen people that are amazing on the mic, but just don't have what it takes in the ring. And even then, it's not just being good in the ring and being good on the mic. You need to have charisma. You need to be likable. You need to. People in the locker room need to like you. Like, as much as people think that they can do it on their own and on their own athleticism, whatever, you need to have friends in the business to make it. Well, I've seen so many
I
people
can see. No,
that
no, sorry. Go ahead.
I've seen so many people that like that the saying it's not what you know, it's who you know really applies to. There's so many people that are just pure trash, but can make it, and it's just that it's being a balance of everything that is good about the community and being that total package is what I think personally.
Yeah, I see definitely all your points. I agree with all of them. Like I said, yeah, I gotta be good in matches, good on the mic, everything. And one thing I don't really agree with you as much. I don't think that you need any friends in this business at all to get where you want to go.
Mm.
Make friends. I don't like people. I'm not a people person. I'm a me person.
Speaking of friends, I've got a couple of questions here from some fellow wrestlers. I have two from Nero Deminon. First of all, what are your thoughts on Nero Deminon?
Well, he's a very odd character, that's for sure. He's got a lot of charisma. He obviously drinks a lot of Red Bull, and that's all really I gotta say about him. He's just strange. He's an oddball.
The second question is, how are the pubs in England compared to the ones in Ireland?
please. I mean, Ireland. Believe me, because I've never wrestled in Ireland, but I always go over there for holiday.
Mm.
And I actually went over to England for holiday one year with my dad. It was 3 years ago whenever I went to England, and about 5 years whenever we started going back to Ireland for holiday. Definitely, Ireland is way better. You get wasted over there. There's a limit over in England, I think. Because I don't, there was either a limit or they didn't like us because we were Irish. But over in Irish, we got absolutely hammered.
Well, speaking of pubs, so I asked Nathan Roberts this question on the first episode. Who would you least like to have a bar fight with in the community? He answered Vernon Price, which I think is a pretty good answer. Like, who would you not really fancy your odds against in a bar fight?
Oh, please, Vernon Price. That would be nothing compared to Zodiac. You gotta be out of your mind if you want to, bar fight with Zodiac.
I love that question, I really do. From TJ Rave, when are you going to join the Irrelevant Club? I have no idea what he means by
Whenever,
this.
well, I'll join the Irrelevant Club whenever Kiyoshima wins the world title, which will be never.
From Jordan Richard, not really a question, but I am looking forward to sharing the ring with you, as I know we will steal a show in Prime. And you will find out why they call me God's greatest gift. And good luck in our match because you're going to need it. How do you reply to
Holy
that?
shit! Oh wow! God's greatest gift. Wow, he's in a Christopher Scarlett 2.0 over here.
from
Uh,
from TJ Stark, what's the least you've ever wrestled for when you first started? I think it means like money
at least that,
wise.
like in terms of money wise, free.
Oh God, tell me about that.
Yeah, I wrestled for free. My first couple of weeks in the Northwest little thing that we had over in it was Portland, I think. Yeah, it was somewhere in Washington,
Mm.
Washington or Oregon. No, it was somewhere over there. But yeah, I wrestled for free.
Oh. So how
Like
did
I
that
didn't
come
even get
about?
paid peanuts or anything, no food, anything, just free. Because all I wanted to do was just gain experience.
Ah.
I didn't need money at the time. I just wanted experience.
So we've had some questions from fellow wrestlers. Who do you hang around with backstage and on the road?
Oh man, backstage, people would actually be surprised. But everyone thinks that we always hate each other. But I always like to hang around Malachi for some reason.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah,
Anybody
like I
else?
respect him. I absolutely hate the shit out of him, but I respect him because he's a fighter, and that's something that I feel like me and him both have.
Mm.
So whenever I'm on the road, back whenever I was in CTO, I used to always, buddy up with Malachi. We would always road up.
So speaking of CTO, what happened there?
Oh, there's a lot of stuff that happened in CTO. Honestly, it was very, very messy. Management took a comment that I said the wrong way.
Oh,
I was
okay.
talking about on my Twitter account that I was looking for other opportunities outside of CTO,
Mm.
and CTO thought that I wanted to leave CTO, which was not the case at all. And so, you know, Aaron Balmer, because he's the head of CTO, everyone knows that. Well, Aaron's kind of is he the head of CTO? Another thing, like, was that Shion? It was one of the heads. I don't really like to go back
Yeah.
on this stuff because it doesn't matter to me anymore. But someone in management said that I was fired for just conspiracy of me wanting to leave CTO, which I thought was absolute bullshit. I don't. That was fucking dirty what they did.
Sounds it like it's just petty.
It is. It honestly was petty. It was childish by them. You won't see me ever again in there. Oh, actually, no, I can't say that. If they want to hire me back, they're gonna have to put up a very damn good price for me because I'm not even gonna go back there with open arms.
So to lighten the mood a little bit, I've got some quick fire questions. Your favorite food?
Favorite food? Oh gosh, mighty. Ever since I went to America, it's always been chicken parmesan for some reason. I don't know.
Favorite movie?
Goonies, easily.
Song you're currently obsessed with?
My theme song,
Which is for the viewers?
which is I'm shipping up to Boston by Dropkick Murphy. Good old Irish band.
If you could be a celebrity for a day, who would it be? and why?
If I could be a what for a day? Hold up, I didn't hear that right.
If you could be a celebrity for a day, who would it be and why? Any celebrity.
Oh, a celebrity. Oh, gosh almighty. I guess my dad.
Your
He's a
favorite
celebrity.
your favorite singer.
Favorite singer. Dropkick Murphys, lead singer.
Your a singer that you can't stand.
Ricky Duncan.
Your dream job as a child. I think this one's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Well, actually, whenever I was a child, I always wanted to be a football player or a soccer player, however you Americans say it.
Well, I'm English, but yeah,
Say yeah, football. Yeah.
yeah.
I've always wanted to be a football player. That's why I also played in high school because I was always interested in football.
So what changed your mind from football slash soccer to professional wrestling?
Whenever my dad got a job and we moved over to America and he was a wrestler because whenever I was born he wasn't a wrestler, he was actually a plumber. So whenever we moved over to America and he got the job as a wrestler, I was like, wow, because you see that stuff on TV like the superstars from back in the day, and I
Yeah,
just thought that was really cool. So whenever my dad got the job as a wrestler, I just was like, wow.
that's pretty cool actually. So which shows do you enjoy watching, and who do you think is going to have their time to shine this year?
So in terms of the wrestling shows out there.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't really actually watch a lot of wrestling shows out there, but honestly, I like watching Future sometimes.
Yeah. Who do
I
you?
think the company is really good out there, and I'm looking for Malachi to shine there because I know he's in the developmental
Mm,
area there, and Malachi's my older buddy and stuff, but I think that he can actually make a really good impact in Future.
mm. So give me five wrestlers that you think are underrated and five that you think are overrated.
All right, what do you want me to start with? Overrated or underrated?
We'll start with underrated. We'll start positive.
All right. I'll go from five to one. One being the most underrated, five being the least underrated.
Okay.
All right. So at number five, I would probably have to say Aaron Silvers. He's a guy in CTO that I used to face back in the day.
Yeah.
Also used to hang out on the road with whenever I wasn't with Malachi. But he's a hard worker. I think that he's very underrated.
Yeah.
All right. Number four, I would probably have to say is Nero.
Definitely.
I shit talked him earlier, but me and him were both signed to Prime, and I was in a sparring session with him. He's unorthodox, but he's a hard worker, so I think he's very underrated.
Mm. He gets so much love from everybody.
Then, yeah, yeah, I know. I don't know why. I fucking hate him
Honestly,
sometimes,
he's
but I
one
don't know
he's one
why
of
I
my
don't hate him.
he's one of my favorite people in the community. He really is.
I wouldn't say that. I think I'm the most popular and most loved, honestly, if you ask me. But that's me.
So number three.
Gosh, number three. Trying to think. I would probably have to say Colton Finner.
Mm.
Like whenever he does wrestle, because he's on and off with wrestling. But whenever he does wrestle, when he actually wants to wrestle, he's very underrated, I believe.
Number two.
Number two, CJB definitely. Now people think that he's right at the right momentum of hype, but the reason I'm saying he's underrated. People always want to overhype his promos and his talking, but his talking is not the best part. I personally think that he needs to work on his mic skills, but his match skills, whenever me and him sparred back in the day, he was amazing.
And number one.
Number one, Tiki Wild, definitely easily. Everyone thinks that he's the underdog, but Tiki out there is a ring general. I
Mm.
believe that he can be something big one day if given a chance.
I don't know why, but I really thought you was gonna list yourself as the number one underrated.
No, come on, you can't say that. No, are you kidding me? No,
Okay.
I'm not. I'm not. Come on, I'm nice, okay?
Five overrated wrestlers right now.
Five overrated. Damn, let me think.
So for anybody
I've
watching
already got
this,
the top three, boy.
for anybody watching this that hasn't watched before, this isn't to cause beef with people. This is just a little bit of fun. This isn't us saying that this person sucks or whatever. It's just a little bit of fun for people watching.
No, fuck that. These guys suck. I fucking hate them. Just don't sugarcoat shit. Believe me.
Go
All
on
right,
then.
number five. Okay. I can't say Zodiac, which Zodiac is overrated. Believe me, he's a fucking monster. I just was gonna, was gonna nag him on about that. But number five, probably Kikuchi, honestly.
I see that.
Just because he's all talk, he has no wrestling skills. He gets saved by Christopher T. Rosa every single match. He's trash, I believe. Whenever he won the title from Aaron Bomber, I think that was an absolute fluke.
Number 4.
Number four, probably Mike Watts, my first ever opponent that I had televised back on RWF. I absolutely killed him in the Battle of the Promos. I absolutely, as the kids would say, roasted the absolute shit out of him. And he luckily, he beat me, which was an absolute fluke. But he would never beat me now. That's for sure. He's definitely overrated.
Number 3.
Number three. I would probably have to say. I would have to say Deshaun Garcia, probably.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, interesting. I know, but I don't think that the style of wrestling that he's doing. I think it's just generic and stuff. I don't think that he's what's the word?
Creative enough?
He's not a fan favorite. He's not creative exactly. I don't and just because of that reason, I don't think that he can perform out there and be the best at all. I think he's very bland. So yeah, definitely Deshaun Garcia.
Number 2.
Number two, Ricky fucking Duncan. That guy is absolute shit.
And your number 1 pick for the most overrated wrestler in the community.
Kiyoshima. All I have to say.
Why?
All I have to say. Hype.
Why Kyo?
Oh, come the fuck on. You gotta be kidding me. His first ever match that he had was a world title match, and he absolutely blew it. He's all hype, and he's trash.
Oh, wow. So, if I could
You're laughing, but you know I'm right. You know I'm very fucking right.
I'm not agreeing nor disagreeing. Okay. I'm a mutual party in this. I am nor face nor heel.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a good talk show, I'm not a bad talk show, I'm the talk show.
Shut the fuck up.
I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah, I can't believe you did just say that. What the fuck? Are we staying in character? Are we breaking the fourth wall? Where the fuck is Ace Falcon when you need him?
So, if I can get a final thought from you, what would it be?
If you could get a final what?
A final thought.
A final thought. Buy my merchandise and also watch me on Prime.
There will be links to the description, links in the description for Prime, for anybody interested there, to their YouTube and to their Twitter. So everybody go and follow and subscribe them. And yeah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. It was great getting to know you, and best of luck in Prime and just in your future in general.
Thank you very much. I hope that you can continue to do these interviews. It's very interesting, I think. And I think the community definitely needs to see an insight on what it is like to be a wrestler. So keep on doing your work.
Thanks, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up and comment below anybody that you want to see on the show. If you want to be a part of CawTalk, DM us on Twitter @CawTalk. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to all our partners / associates / sponsors. They are True Emperor, Prime Wrestling, and Valiant. Links will be in the description below. Thank you so much.